Hello, everybody. This is Glenda with AKA GK Fralin, a friendly community, and welcome to our vlog. Shall we do a key ring? Let's see. Well, there's a black denim strip, but I don't want to make it that thick again. So, let's see. What have I got left in here? That's got a lot of red and green in it. And that's blue polka dot. Let's do a blue floral thingamabobby. When you don't know what to call something, what do you call it? A thingamabobby. Or I could just call it fabric. Oh, golly girl, get your tail up here. Oh, Carly, you gave me another challenge. So, I guess I'm up to that one too. Okay. Rip. Been getting away from that selvage edge because it's so white. Uh-oh. That's the one thing about ripping. I didn't get this thick, but it's cumbersome, and that's what I've come up with. And I think I've solved the other problem as far as being a keychain that where you can't move this around very. Guess what? I can move this around very easily. Okay, one more thing in my crazy noodle nest. Accomplished. Sometimes it helps to have a bit of a crazy noodle. I don't know whoever started calling your head noodle. I've been told a lot of times I have rocks in my head. But I don't know who came up with the term noodle. Noggin. There. This is the way I comb my hair when it's cut like this. This is the way you comb your hair, comb your hair, comb your hair. I will see you in a bit. Because this is Carla's story, Missy, Charm, and Claus. Santa sat at his desk and read through his nice list. It had many names, but one he saw made him think of the wonders of family. He and Mrs. Claus never had a child of their own because they were too busy training elves, so decided they didn't need one. However, over a century or two, they'd watched as the reindeer and elves had families who grew, married, and had children themselves. Little Missy Charm lost her way many years ago as a baby. Someone left her at the Buffalo Bill Museum in Colorado. The curator called authorities who placed her in an orphanage. For some reason, nobody adopted the poor little girl, but passed her instead from foster home to foster home. Santa looked in his pile of letters for Missy charms. He knew something changed for the girl since last Christmas. He opened the letter, which had no return address on it. Dear Santa, I'm 11 years old now and I can't stay in the foster homes anymore. They only want me there to do all their chores. I read Cinderella last year and I've thought and thought of how much I am like the girl who sat by the cinders. Yet, I'm different because no princes live here and no dances or fairy godmothers either. I went back to the museum, but they don't know. I've been hiding here. I'm sorry, but I sneak food from their snack shop and then mop the floors to a deep shine because it's all I can pay. Is that really bad? Please don't put me on the naughty list. The only thing I want this year is a family to love me. Love from Missy Charm. Oh, my dear Mrs. Claus, he called out excited. The lady of the North Pole answered promptly. She wasn't used to Santa getting so worked up. He handed her the letter, and after she read it, a tear dropped on the paper, smudging the ink. Oh, my dear Santa, we must help this poor child, she replied. Do you think it's time for us to take in a girl of our own? Santa asked. She's already worked hard enough for everyone else. We can show her happiness, and she'll grow sturdy and loved. Yes, my dear husband, it's time. We can't leave Miss Charm to another winter alone. Take a toboggan and 2 reindeer. Bring her home by Christmas Eve. It's getting very near. It's true, the sleigh is not ready, and in Colorado, a toboggan will do well. It must be a big one for 2 of my best reindeer to pull. With that, Santa went to the shop and asked the elves for a special toboggan made well and quick. It must have sides and be slick underneath. It should also be able to be pulled by 2 trusty reindeer. Please have it done by 9:45 Mountain Time. I've a special someone to accompany me home. The toboggan appeared on the snow-covered drive by the requested time, and Santa hooked Dasher and Blitzen to harnesses, took the reins, sat on a broad seat, and exclaimed, "Go, Dasher and Blitzen! We've got a girl to save." Meanwhile, little Missy Charm hid behind a large stuffed elk. The museum had closed, and her stomach growled. She snuck to the small snack shop and made herself a hot dog. Then she ate an apple from the pantry shelf. Careful to leave no trace, Missy grabbed a mop and bucket and set to work on the floors. They shined like a mirror when she was through. Oh, another Christmas is coming. Can Santa find me here? She cried to herself. Maybe she should return to the foster place and clean the whole house. Even if they only gave her leftovers and she slept on a sleeping bag in the closet. The clock on the wall struck 12 times in a row. Missy crawled behind her elk on a rag rug and covered herself with a coat. Just as she started to drift off to sleep, some noise at the front near the door spooked her nearly out of her wits. "Missy," a jolly voice called. "I know you're here. It's Santa, and I've come for you, my dear." Slowly the girl slid out from her nook and saw that indeed Santa stood waiting to take her somewhere. "Did you find me a family? Where will I go? Oh, Santa, I'm happy just to see you, and I trust you so." The man of the north picked her up in his big fleece-covered arms. "Missy, I love that your last name is Charm, but would you mind adding a clause at the end for my missus and I? We've never had a child, and you're just ideal for our family. From that day forth, when you look to the north, remember Missy Charm Claus as she grows up with joy and laughter like no other child." Thank you for your elements, Carla. That is what I came up with. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, now that we have a jolly old elf with a child of his own, I'll say good night and have a good sleep, because tomorrow maybe I'll have another one. I've got more elements coming in. So take care, sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow.